Ubisoft is going all in on Assassin's Creed. Take-Two is planning to launch massive games starting in 2024. We got new trailers for big upcoming titles and way more. So really a ton to discuss in the weekly news roundup video. Thanks for joining, hope you're doing well. First, a word from the sponsor that makes everything possible. Father's Day is approaching and it can be hard to find the perfect gift. Well, I got the solution, because Rich has the biggest sale of the year for Father's Day. So you can get up to 40% off on their amazing wallets that hold up to 12 cards. There's room for cash as well, while still being super small and easily fitting in every pocket. They're also designed with RFID blocking materials to protect you from digital pickpocketers. And I especially love their key cases. It easily keeps your keys together without being annoying to grab from your pockets. There are a ton of colors to choose from. And if you combine a key case with a wallet, you can get an extra up to 30% off. Rich has over 50,000 5-star reviews, 3 million customers. And if you don't like their product, there's a 99 days money back guarantee and a lifetime warranty on their wallets. So totally check Rich out via the special link in the video description to benefit from the amazing Father's Day sale with up to 40% off. Doing so would really support the channel as well. So again, rich.com/joraptor for the special deal. And now let's get back into it. Ubisoft already prepared their shareholders for a $500 million loss that they now indeed had for the last 12 months. The only highlights during that period were Rainbow Six Siege doing better than the year before, The Division 2 as well, but especially Assassin's Creed deserved a shout out. They namely had record active users in the last 12 months, which is pretty wild because there was no new release for the series. I totally think this means that the Forgotten Saga did pretty well for them, and of course the showcase created a lot of hype for the series as well. Now Valhalla is the most successful Assassin's Creed and it made 82% more compared to Origins and 61% more compared to Odyssey. So they're really banking hard on Assassin's Creed Red to save them, and it's slated of course for the end of 2024. But that is not all. They namely plan to increase the number of Assassin's Creed developers by 40% over the coming years. Right now there are 2,000 developers working on all the different entries, so that will soon be 2,800. Like, that's probably the biggest number of developers on one game franchise behind Call of Duty, which has 3,000 people working on it. And Ubisoft is, by the way, not hiring new developers to get to that big number. No, they will remove people from other series and then move them over to Assassin's Creed instead, which makes things like a new Watch Dogs even less likely for the coming 10 years or so. Like, on one hand, I think this is really good news, because this means that the post-launch support for games like Red will likely be way more substantial. We had to wait 6 to 7 weeks for a new content patch for Valhalla, with heavily requested features taking a really long time to arrive. Like, if they got a way bigger live team, it means that we can look forward to way more free content at a faster pace. But on the other hand, the fatigue can also kick in real fast if we get like a new Assassin's Creed project every 6 months or every year next to the live support for the other titles. Like, Ubisoft is really hoping that Assassin's Creed will save them, but this could also mean that they will run things into the ground. I'm curious to hear your take, of course, in the comments, and in the video description you can find a conversation Luke Stevens and I did on our new weekly podcast where we go a bit more in depth on it, so check it out if you're curious. But yeah, we will only start seeing the heavy investments into Assassin's Creed starting next year with Assassin's Creed Infinity and Red. First we of course got Mirage, and Ubisoft also revealed the other games that they plan to launch before April 2024. Still curious about Avatar, we might actually see it this coming week already, more on that in a moment, but I'm also curious what that other large game is. I really think it could either be Assassin's Creed Nexus, the VR title, although I would argue that that doesn't count as large because not a lot of people will play it, or it could be the rumored Immortal sequel set in the Hawaiian Polynesian culture. Your takes are also welcome, of course. We will find out on June 12th, where Ubisoft will also finally announce release dates for their upcoming titles. Way more to go over, of course. If you like the video so far, then leaving a like would be amazing, and subscribe because I post a news roundup video like this every Sunday. We learned a lot of interesting things from the Take-Two financials. They're doing fine because of NBA 2K and Grand Theft Auto. They sold 5 million copies of GTA 5 in the first quarter of 2023. A lot of people finally picking up their PS5 and also then buying GTA 5. The title now sold 180 million units, which is 45% of the total franchise sales, which is just insane. So this coming year for them is not that interesting, as they got their usual sport releases. They also just launched a Lego 2K Drive, but they're also planning to launch an eagerly anticipated new IP from one of our premier studios later this financial year. So this before April 2024, like this must be Judas, right? The new game from Ken Levine, the BioShock creator, that was revealed during the Game Awards. Of course, your input is also welcome, but how can an unannounced new IP be eagerly anticipated? So that's why I do think it must be Judas, right? So that would mean that we get the game earlier than expected. I think it looks very appealing. But then starting April 2024, 2K expects to launch several groundbreaking titles that we believe will set new standards in our industry and enable us to achieve over 8 billion in net bookings. And that's insane, because that would be an increase of 3 billion over the previous years, and only one possible game could of course help them achieve that: Grand Theft Auto 6. So in between the lines they're basically saying, hey, GTA 6 is currently planned for 2024, or at least will launch by March 2025. And I listened to the investor call, they sounded confident. Although, of course, every Rockstar game that I can remember has been delayed by a year, so I still would not count on it. But Take-Two, of course, has way more games, like next year would also be time for Borderlands 4, we know that a new BioShock is coming, a Mafia game is also in development. And apart from that, 44% of their titles between April 2024 and March 2026 will be new IP. Which is pretty exciting, because so far I feel that this new generation is kind of lacking that new IP that everyone wants to play. So it seems like the dominoes for Take-Two will start to fall starting next year. Moving on to some quick shots, news stories that I want to go over quickly, starting with the PlayStation Showcase that we of course discussed many times here in the Sunday videos. For if you missed it, it has been announced for Wednesday, May 24th. Would be awesome if you watched with us. I will leave a link to our live reaction in the video description, and there you can also check out our video on the predictions for the show, like what can we expect. Did a big video on it for if you haven't watched it yet. Like, it's going to be a big one, as we haven't had a show like this for a year and a half and really don't know a lot about the future of the PS5 beyond Spider-Man 2. So I really can't wait. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan also did an interview with Famitsu talking about how he sees PlayStation games coming to PC 2 or 3 years after the release, so don't expect Forbidden West until February 2024 at the earliest, with God of War Ragnarok of course being way later. But yeah, it would be time for Ghost of Tsushima, so maybe they announced that during the showcase. And yeah, I would not be surprised if Avatar was also shown during the event, and maybe we see more of Mortal Kombat 1 that was officially announced with a CGI trailer. It's coming September 19th and will be a complete reboot. So the familiar characters are still returning, but there's now a unexpected twist on their classic rivalries. Of course, there are also DLC characters, with a potential list leaked from Amazon, with the highlights for me including Omni-Man from Invincible, Peacemaker, and Homelander. If that's true, I will totally be playing this. If you, by the way, pre-order, there's a beta on August 1st, and I want to wish good luck to any YouTuber trying to cover this game and not getting demonetized. We already discussed the leaked release date in a previous Sunday video, but now it's official. The Lords of the Fallen launches October 13th, and that new trailer is my highlight alright of the week. So expect a link in the video description. I'm not sure about the music choice though, but the gameplay looked very quality, especially the enemy design and the overall variety of targets that we get to fight. They also announced the bronze, silver, and gold armors for the pre-order, and there's a deluxe edition that gives you access to the Dark Crusader starter class, while there should be 9 regular classes in the game in total. So let me know your hype level after watching the trailer in the comments, and you can of course also leave a question in the comments that I then might answer in the next Sunday video. And there were a lot of questions that have already been answered in my PlayStation predictions video, so again, watch that if you haven't already. But now I want to touch on the question from Zwazit King, and I hope I pronounced that right, who asked about the Monolith Wonder Woman game, which was announced at the Game Awards in 2021. Yeah, I'm super curious about this as well, as I in particular loved Shadow of War, but it seems that Warner will focus on Mortal Kombat 1 and then Suicide Squad before talking about this game. We did learn earlier this year that a God of War Ragnarok veteran joined the team to work on the accessibility features, and that usually happens later on in development, you would think, so I can totally see it launch in 2024, Maybe we see more this summer, but I'm also not really expecting it. So yeah, this week will of course be huge with the PlayStation Showcase. We will be live reacting again, and of course we will have coverage on Spider-Man, probably do a dedicated video on that. Maybe if there's enough on Avatar, I will do one on that as well, like a ton to go over. We will probably do some Zelda videos as well this coming week, and of course another news roundup video on Sunday, so subscribe to not miss anything. I hope to see you at the live reaction. A like would of course be awesome on this video. Thanks for the support, and check out that PlayStation Showcase predictions video by clicking on the screen. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.